Hello everybody and welcome to another KJ's Fridays. Today I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how I make my bow holders from start to finish. So right here I have if you go to the announcement section of my group on Facebook, you can find all the templates that I have for free there, and this is one of them. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how I save it, upload it to Design Space, and then work from there with it. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. So you want to save picture as. If you're on your phone, you do just hold it down to save it and it'll pop up, save this image. I'm going to scroll up to pictures and I'm going to name this holder. Now I'm going to save that. Don't know why Word is opening, sorry about that. So now I'm going to go ahead and go to my next screen, which is my Cricut Design Space. So as you can see, I already have it uploaded here, but I'm going to go ahead and upload it again to show you guys how to do that. So I'm going to go to Upload Image, Browse. I'm going to type in Holder, and it will pop right up. You're going to click Open. Then you're going to see it right here on the left-hand side of the screen. So you're going to go ahead and hit Complex, and then hit Continue. Now, this should already be pre-selected, but you can always click on it again. It's the select and erase. You're going to erase the outside and the two inside circles here. So there's three things you should click all together. Once on the outside, anywhere around here, once in this little circle hole here, and once in this one. And that is it. Then you're going to hit continue. And this is what it would look like. So I'm going to go ahead and save it as a cut image. You want to make sure it's a cut, not a print and cut image. So you click on the right side. It's already named holder. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save. And now it's already uploaded that fast. So I'm going to go ahead and hit insert. After you click on it, it'll highlight green. Then you'll click insert images. As you can see here, this is the ones that I've already have done and have made. So I'm going to go ahead and I see here that this is my sizing that is used. So I'm just going to copy and paste. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to click on this and you want to unlock it. So you're going to scroll to the left hand side and hit the unlock button. Then I'm going to go ahead, delete that out, and paste that size in. So now it's going to look a little funky until you change the other side. So I'm going to go over here and do the same thing. Copy this. Go back over, make sure it's still unlocked, which it should be. Delete that out. And then enter the new size and hit enter. And now this is the exact same size as the rest. Now you want to make sure you relock this, because if you don't relock it and you go to size it, it will be a little funny, even though you shouldn't be messing with the size after this unless you print one out and you find a size that you like to use besides this one. So as you see here, I have KJ's with a daisy, and I also have my email here on the back. So to be able to do this, I go ahead and I'm going to change this to white so you can see a little bit better of where the wording will be. And because I'm cutting it out on white paper, I'd like to see what it looks like. Now the font that I used for this one is Leah's Wedding font. So I'm going to go up to here. You can do this in a few different ways if you'd like. Sometimes I will go over here and hit writing, and then I'll go over here and hit filter, and I'll change it to just writing fonts. So this way I only get writing fonts. This way you're not messing with having to try and find one that writes, because certain fonts are not writing fonts. So I'm going to go ahead and type in KJ's. So it's definitely going to be pretty big. So I'm going to go ahead and lower that now, make it smaller. So that's around the same size. So I'm not going to use this one since I already have the one saved that I like, but just to give you guys an idea. So then usually what I would do is I highlight all of it, and then you can go up here to the align and you can actually just center it on your own. So this way you know that it's perfectly centered. So what I did is you can either hit the control button on your keyboard and select each separately, and it'll select both of them for you, or you can just click with your left click of the mouse and drag it over what you want selected. And then you just hit align, and then you hit the center button, and it'll center it all perfectly. Then I just searched Daisy in here to find Daisy. And I actually uploaded this one, so you guys can search whatever you want. Say you don't want a daisy, you can even look for, there's so many things you guys can put on here. Say if you wanted a bumblebee, if you wanted be the change. I mean, really, you can put anything you want. You're just going to have to change it to a drawing image instead of a cut image. So say you did something with animals, you can do this paw prints here. I'm going to just show you this one so I can show you. Let me delete this. So say you do this one and you want to change it to a draw. You're going to click up here where it says line type and you're going to hit draw. Now it will come out as an outline like this instead of just a regular image because it is a cut image, not a draw image. But if you're okay with that, you can use pretty much any image that you'd like. Now once it's small enough, it kind of looks like just one image anyways because the double lines kind of line up on its own. And you can make this as big or as small as you want. Really, like I said, you can use pretty much anything you want. You can upload an image if you like. You can try your logo if you want to do a print and cut, but I use the draw feature on my machine. So I'm not gonna, I just showed you how to put the photo. I'm gonna delete that out of there. And then next, you're gonna do the exact same thing that I did here, but if you want to put your email or if you have a website, if you have an Etsy account, really whatever you want on the back. You don't have to, I just choose to. But you can just leave it with just your business name, and then you can also kind of like put this in the center, move it down so that's all you see. Now I wouldn't go too low with it because you want to make sure that this isn't, if it's all the way down here, you're not going to be able to see it because your bow will be blocking it. So just to give you guys that little tip. So now I'm going to go ahead and delete this out of here. And this is the ones that we're going to be working with. So the one thing that I didn't show you with the other one, I'm going to go ahead and do it with this one is, so these are all separate pieces now, so I could move them if I choose to. So once you have everything on here that you want, you're going to go ahead and drag and select all of it, and you're going to hit attach. So once you change everything to draw, so any type of writing fonts is already set to draw, so you really only have to worry about your image. Once it's all set to draw, and the main back piece is set to cut, you're going to select all of it and attach it in the bottom right of your screen. Then you're going to go ahead and click Make It. So I have my Air 2 here. I'm actually going to swing you guys around real quick so you guys can see the machine a little bit. So you're not going to see the whole thing. I'm sorry about that, guys. But so here we have, I'm using my Explorer 2 because I am downstairs, so my maker's upstairs. But you can use any machine. The first Explorer 2. I'm not sure about the Expressions machines. I have never played around with them. But the Maker, all them, they all work. So for this one, excuse me guys, sorry. All you need is your fine point blade. And you're going to need a pen. Or if a Cricut marker, any type of black marker. So I'm going to go ahead and push this over a little bit. I don't recommend you doing this. So in the A spot, that is where you're going to use your pen. So you're going to open this. And you're going to make sure when you push it down, you should hear a click. So it will feel like, you know, you will feel like you're breaking it at some point, but you're not. You have to make sure you push it down all the way. So your pen will be in the A spot, and your B spot will have your fine point blade. If you have the deep point, you can use that too, or the deep cut blade, but the fine point works perfectly fine. And then now I'm going to go ahead and assemble these. Okay. So this is the paper that I use. I do use it in white, not black, but this is the only, I threw away the label for the white pack. but it's Park Lane. You can find it at Joann's. This is 100 sheets. It's 110 pounds. Solid core, smooth. This one is 8.5 by 11 inches. You can get 5 bow holders out of one sheet. If you use a 12 by 12 sheet, you'll obviously get more. But these were on sale for $2 a pack, so I couldn't beat it. Now, it's totally up to you if you use a green mat or a blue mat for this, because this is a heavier cardstock, so sometimes it doesn't stick to the blue. So what I do is I don't use a blue, but I don't use a brand new green. I use a green that's a little older. So this way it has a little bit more stick than a blue mat, but it's not, it has, you know, it's not going to rip your paper, because usually the green will rip paper if it's too sticky. I'm going to go ahead and line this up. Smooth it out. And then I also cut it on the poster board setting, because this is a very, very thick cardstock. Then I'm just going to go ahead and send it through my machine. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit the Cricut button to cut it. Sorry guys, I know that's a little hard to see. But basically what it's doing now, it's going to draw everything first, and then it's going to cut everything out. Now I am cutting all 5 out right now. I should have only done 1, but I wasn't thinking, so sorry guys. So it is going to take a little while. So I might end up stopping it after it cuts the first one out. So it does draw first completely, so it'll draw out all 5, and then it will change to cut, and then it will cut all 5 out. Now one thing I recommend to do while this is cutting is, if you do use it, this is 8.5 I think by 11 inches. Yes, this is 8.5 by 11 for the paper size. Make sure that you change it on the left hand side of your screen before you hit continue for the cut. So this way it'll automatically rearrange on it. You don't have to worry about messing around with it on your own. And you could make sure that it will definitely fit. So now this does take a little while to cut. This is only on the second one now. I'd say it probably takes about a minute for each or so, somewhere around there. So it does, like I said, it takes a little while, but it's so much more worth it, especially because I had got 100 sheets of cardstock for $2 at the store. So you guys can definitely find the sales at Joann's. If you use Hobby Lobby, Michael's, AC Moore, I'm sure you can find really good deals at any of them. Keep an eye out for them. I'm not even halfway through one pack of paper yet, and I have made a ton of these. Once it's done and I take it off the mat, I use the Recollections. This is for taping it down. So I'll show you guys how to do that once these are done. So you can leave your machine while you do this, or you can cut this out and then work on something else. You can pull up another screen in Design Space and work on something else, or it's perfect to do these while you're making bows, so you can, keep gluing things and then go back to this, peel it off, put another piece down, and just knock them out. I usually cut about, I want to say like 50 to 100 of them at a time. I'm not gonna lie, usually my fiance sits and cuts them out. So if you have helpful husbands or boyfriends or kids, this is something that they could definitely do. Really, as long as everything's set up, all they really have to do is hit the arrow button and push the Cricut button, and they just have to put the piece of paper on and take them off when they're done. So it's super simple, super easy. Like I said, it just takes a little while. You guys can't see the update on the screen, but it's reading 42% done. So we're almost halfway. So we're at 50% now. So if you don't have the Cricut pens, there are other options that you can use. I used to use the thin tip Sharpies, and they fit in the machine. But be careful, because some things will slide out if it does not fit perfectly in. I do recommend sticking with the Cricut brand, because that's the only brand that I found I have no issues with whatsoever. A few times I was in the middle of having it right and they just started pushing out. And then I had to start my project all over again. So I do definitely recommend sticking with the Cricut brand. But like I said, if you don't have it, I would do a little bit more research on which ones will work for you. I know some people found like chunky colored pencils that they use in it because they don't like the marker look. So really, there's so much you can do with these. I got I think it was I'm gonna say a 30 pack or a 25 pack of the different colored Cricut pens. And they were on sale at Hobby Lobby. I want to say it was this time last year, so obviously they probably aren't running the same deal. But I got the whole pack, I want to say, for like 14 bucks, something like that. So it was less than $1 for each of them, which isn't bad at all. Your machine does come with a black one. So if you have your original black and you haven't used it yet, but you've been using your machine a lot, I would definitely just try and write something really lightly to make sure that your pen still works. So we're up to 70% now for the drawing. And then as soon as it's done drawing, you just have the C will flash on the machine, and you just have to push the C again, and it'll go ahead and cut right away. So it's finishing the KJs on the top part here, and then it's going to go ahead and make one more of these, and then it'll be completely done and ready to be cut. Move that a little bit. Hope you guys can still see that it was starting to hit the wall. I don't usually use my Cricut up here on the desk, so. Alright guys, so it's at 84% now on the screen. Gonna move it a little bit more. Now, I did have somebody ask me if I ever put this on fast mode. I've never tried the fast mode for writing and all because I'm just too scared of it to get messed up. I honestly don't mind taking a few extra minutes because, like I said, you can always do something else as you're waiting for these to cut. So I usually just let it go on its own. Alright, so we are at 100% for this now. Now the only thing that stinks is that Cricut's new thing. Oh, I guess one of their new options, I don't have to hit the C anymore. It just cuts automatically. So since there's 5, it brings you to 20% for each one. So this one will bring me to 40%. I'm just going to let the other 3 cut out since they're cutting super quick. And then you have one step after this, then you guys are completely done with these. And again, you guys don't even have to draw anything on it, or you don't have to be as complex, so it would take a lot less time. Like if you just want your business name on it, it would take probably a quarter amount of time that this has taken just to write your business name and to have them cut out. So just keep in mind I have a lot of little things on here and detail, so that's why it takes a little while longer to cut out than most. Now you can do the print and cut option, but I don't like how my printer prints on the heavy cardstock. So now that is already completed. I'm going to send you guys back this way a little bit. So now I'm going to go ahead and hit the arrow button. One of the first things I do after I do that is just take my pen out and recap it if I'm done so they don't dry out. So now I'm going to go ahead and take this. I'm going to peel back the middle pieces here and the scraps. Alright, so that's how easy it comes off. Put these to the side. I'm going to go ahead and take these off. Usually I have like a little scraper, but I don't know where I put it. I think I put it in the other room. So I'm just going to show you with the one here. So it pops right off. Usually the scraper helps too, so you can get the little pieces off. You can just scrape them right off. But this is what it looks like. Sometimes you kind of just have to clean up the edges a little bit, you know, with paper sometimes, but this is what it looks like. So now we're going to go ahead and fold it in half, just like this. So you have it from here, and you're going to fold it like this. Meet the circles, and you're going to pinch the bottom to crease it. You're going to open this here, lay it down. You're going to take your, whether it's a tape like this or regular tape glue, you're just going to put a line from here to here. So here's my tape. I don't know if you guys can really see the line there. And you're just going to push it together. And the good thing about this is that usually if you don't like how it lines up the first time, you can lift it and fix it. And that's it, guys. It's that easy. And then you just repeat that for the other 4 that were on the paper. And then you have 5 that are already done. One thing that I usually do is I take them all off at the same time, and then I put on another piece, and as I'm taping these up and folding them, I already have another one running in my machine. So then you just hit finish if you're done, and make sure that you save it, so this way when you run out and you need more, you can just go right on to your Cricut, and you can just pull up past projects and just run it right through, so you don't have to worry about redesigning it or uploading it or anything else. Alright, if you guys have any questions, concerns, comments, feel free to PM me, message me, email me. You can also comment under here. My email is kjs25@yahoo.com. If there's anything else you guys want to start learning, feel free to message me that as well. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys have a great weekend.